Hello, and welcome to another recipe video. Today I'm going to be showing you 5 incredibly simple pasta sauce recipes that'll take you less than 20 minutes to make. So without further ado, my friends, let's get into the video. As with most pasta sauces, we're going to begin with our alliums. I'm using a white onion here, but you can go for brown onions or shallots or leeks if you fancy. I never quite understand it, but why do some onions literally make me cry and then others don't? I've actually heard that if you wipe the board with lemon juice, it can help with the crying issues. So let me know if you've tried this and if it's worked, or if you have any other tips and tricks. Now we're using fresh garlic cloves for this recipe, as well as finely chopped courgette. When I lived in Switzerland, the meat there was too expensive for my budget, so I just ate veggies all year, and courgette was my go-to vegetable. It's super versatile when it comes to cooking and gives off this sweet note to your dish when cooked low and slow. I absolutely loved it in a pasta dish. So I'm grabbing a pan and adding in some avocado oil. Once the oil is hot, I'm adding in the onions, garlic, and courgette. You could alternatively grate the courgette if you want a smoother sauce. I've then seasoned it with flaky salt, and now just gonna let that sweat down until slightly softened. You can kind of do whatever you fancy in terms of seasonings. I'm using dried oregano and lemon zest as the two main flavor profiles, but parsley, paprika, mint, chipotle paste, or gochujang would all work really well as flavor boosters for this dish. We're then adding in single or light cream and some stock for extra liquid, and this is a good time to get your pasta on. I'm using these very large, long fusilli because the sauce sticks to them beautifully. Once that's all been simmering away, I'm adding in some grated Parmesan and a little sliver of butter. The sauce should become glossy and flavorful and oh, just so delicious. Give it a taste and season accordingly with more salt, pepper, seasonings, whatever you fancy. And then once the pasta is ready, I'm just going to transfer it over to the sauce and combine it generously. Now this is recipe 1 out of 5 that we're making in this video, so if you're liking the look of this one, feel free to hit that like button and the subscribe button if you're feeling generous, because although this dish will only take you less than 20 minutes to make, behind the camera I'm mentally preparing myself to make another 4 like this. They're all amazing, so keep watching, but I would love some virtual support. Thank you so much! Now a little taste test. The pasta was delicious. You've got the freshness from the lemon and herbiness from the oregano. It's super creamy with a lovely textural note from the courgette. It's such a nostalgic dish for me because, as I said, I used to make creamy courgette pasta all the time in Switzerland, so give it a go and let me know. Rightio, let's go on to dish number 2. This is Pappardelle alla Zozzona. Do not be intimidated by the name, it just means filthy pappardelle. It's inspired by the authentic version, which fries off guanciale at the start, but we have a deadline, my friends, of 20 minutes for this dish, so I've skipped the guanciale and gone straight to the sausage meat. Now the glorious thing about this pasta is that it takes on techniques from its cousin carbonara. You'll see what I mean in a second, but first break up that sausage meat. You'll see that a fond develops on the base of the pan, and this is great. It's going to give us loads of flavor. Next up, I'm adding in some garlic and red chili flakes. Go easy on the red chili flakes if you've not got the best spice tolerance. Alternatively, you could use paprika for a bit of heat without the intensity. Fry that off, and then we're adding in some passata. You could alternatively use tinned tomatoes. As always, make sure to season with salt and pepper, and then we're moving on to the pasta. Pappardelle is hands down one of my favorite pasta shapes. It's wide-ish and ribbony and is just a phenomenal form of pasta. We're going to cook that until it's al dente. Make sure to boil in salted boiling water. This brings out the flavor of the pasta. Now comes the carbonara part. Get your eggs and separate the whites from the yolks. Save the whites for later and turn them into an omelette or something. I always find it easiest to separate the yolks from the whites using my hands. We're combining the egg yolks of 2 eggs with grated Parmesan and black pepper. It creates a thick, eggy paste, which on its own obviously doesn't sound great. It sounds pretty horrendous, to be honest. But, my friends, when added to this tomato sausage mixture, creates a velvety, silky, glossy sauce. Just wait and see what I mean. Okay, one last chance to give the tomato sauce a taste for seasoning, and once everything is cooked and ready to go, it's time to transfer the pasta into the sauce. Take it all off the heat and let's get ready to add in the carbonara egg mixture. Give everything a really, really good mix, and you'll slowly begin to see the tomato mixture turn glossy and creamy and oh so good. Serve up the pasta and then top with Parmesan cheese. This is a cracking dish to make for the week or for friends if you're hosting. I friggin' love it, and I think you're gonna love it too. It's got this warmy tang from the tomatoes, smokiness from the sausage, spice from the chili flakes, and creaminess from the egg mixture. It is so darn good. Enjoy, and let's move on to our 3rd recipe of the video. This next pasta sauce is a twist on a classic, and it's my take on a red pesto. It's an extremely simple one because we're literally just using a blender to whiz everything up together to make the sauce. So in we go with the garlic clove, sun-dried tomatoes with a bit of that sun-dried tomato oil because it has oodles of flavor, and then some jarred red peppers. Quick tip for opening jars: whack them on the side of their lid and it'll release the vacuum, making it a doddle to open. You're welcome, my strong queens and kings. Now you can optionally toast your pine nuts or just add them in for less of a toasted flavour. I've also made this with walnuts before and it was delicious. Next up for our greens, we've got some fresh basil. Don't forget to add in the stalks because they contain just as much flavour as the leaves. And then let's go in with some Parmesan, salt, black pepper, olive oil, and some pasta water. It should be pretty smooth in consistency, but if you're looking for a chunkier pesto, use a food processor and gently blitz it. Now I'm choosing to pair my red sauce with gnocchi, but linguine would also work really well with this sauce. Lastly, you just want to add the gnocchi into a pan with that red pesto sauce and combine until bubbling and hot. I just feel like gnocchi is one of those kinds of pasta types where people either love it or hate it. I personally love the chewy, soft, bouncy, pillowy texture. But how about you? Are you a lover or are you a hater? I want to know. Let me know in the comments. Now, would you look at that beauty? Isn't she pretty? Tastes bloody good too. Loads of deep flavour from the sun-dried tomatoes, and then you've got the fresh basil coming through and the nuttiness from the pine nuts. So good, so nice. On to the next dish. What are your thoughts on blue cheese? If you're not a fan, then I'd recommend skipping to the next recipe, but if you're a lover of blue cheese, stick around because this broccoli and blue cheese pasta is simply divine. We're starting off by slicing some white onion and garlic. You can totally use shallots or red onions instead, or go for a leek. Why not? Play around and see what works best for you. We're then gonna slice a whole broccoli. This is my way of cutting up a broccoli. It's the easiest way I found to keep the florets whole. And then don't throw away the stalk. It adds a lovely crunch and once again has loads of flavor, so make sure to chop everything up real fine. We're then gonna add all of this lovely stuff into a pan with a glug of oil and leave it to fry just for a bit before adding in a veggie stock and some blue cheese. I've used Danish blue because I love the creaminess and strong notes it offers. Crumble it up and then add in some water. You want to leave that bubbling away just for a little bit until a really good sauce has been created. Taste it, season it, you know what to do, and then once that's all happened, add in your pasta and cover with water. Bring it up to the boil and then leave to simmer until the pasta is cooked. Depending on the size of your pan, you could really add in whatever pasta shape you want. I found this little pasta shape and added that in. I thought it was really fun. But if you silly, penne, or rigatoni would work really well. Meanwhile, we're making a cheeky little topping that you can totally skip, but I would highly recommend it. It's a buffalo sauce hot honey dressing. It complements the depth of the blue cheese flavor so well. Just give it a go and let me know what your thoughts are. Okay, our pasta is cooked. We've got a really good level of sauce in there, so I'm gonna serve up that pasta and then garnish it with the hot honey and some crispy onions just for a bit of crunch, you know? Picture hot honey buffalo wings with a blue cheese sauce. That's kind of the vibe I was going for here. You could totally serve this with some chicken wings or fried chicken if you fancy on the side. And if you've had the blue cheese buffalo sauce combo before, I feel like you'll know what I mean by this. It's just simply addictive. Like, I don't know what it is about the flavor combo, but it's just so good. I really hope you love this recipe. If you're still watching, give yourself a pat on the back. Thank you so much for being here. We are now officially onto our final recipe, and I would argue the best pasta sauce out of all of them, to be honest, is my spicy prawn pasta. So get yourself a frying pan and add in a glug of oil, fry off some prawns with chili flakes, salt and pepper, and once pink, remove them and set aside. Then in the same pan, add in a lovely chunk of salted butter, some finely chopped red onion, and finely chopped garlic. For our pasta of choice, we're gonna go for this large rigatoni style pasta called paccheri. All the sauce gets caught up in the tube and it just works so well. Try to open the bag like a normal person, not like me who tore the whole thing, and now I don't know how to store it because everything is just gonna fall out. So there you go. Once your onion has softened, add in some tomato sauce, followed by some nduja, which is an Italian sausage paste. It's super delicious, but if you don't have nduja, you could use chipotle paste, harissa paste, gochujang, kind of any red spicy paste. Give that a good mix and then add in a chicken stock cube for extra flavor and some single cream. I'm just leaving that to simmer until the sauce has thickened slightly. Now with these kind of sauces, I tend to taste them for seasoning quite regularly because you're not cooking any meats or anything like that. So once you're happy with the flavor, add in some grated Parmesan or pecorino cheese and some finely chopped fresh parsley. By now, the pasta should be cooked, so transfer that into your pasta sauce and give everything a really good stir. Lastly, we're gonna add in the cooked prawns, give everything one last mixy mix, and then it's time to serve up. I'm topping my plate with more Parmesan cheese because you can never have enough. And then voila, you can see the sauce just oozes out of those pasta pieces. It's slightly spicy, super creamy, and herby from the parsley. You guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed these recipes. Let me know if you give any of them a go. Make sure to stick around for next week's video and I will see you super soon. Bye bye.